Hey guys. Okay, so we're going to talk about area and perimeter. And I'm going to give you the formulas for that if my computer lets me. And then we will work around and do a couple of these together. The computer's very slow. Okay. So we're going to write in the formulas. For area and perimeter. Okay. All right, so area and perimeter are very similar. We use them to find the distance around or the distance inside. So perimeter is used to find, it's the distance around. Okay. Examples would be, so guys, make sure you're writing this down too. If I'm writing, you're writing. Examples would be a fence. A fence goes around the yard. Let's see, I'm trying to find something else. So perimeter, if you've ever heard, like sometimes a police officer will walk in the perimeter of a school. So they're walking around the school to check to make sure. Okay, so around. So if you have a fence, so there's your yard, and this is the fence. It's around. Okay. All right. So the formula for perimeter is just to add all of the sides. So I always like to just say P equals L plus W. So guys, you're going to have to do your formulas each time. And that's just good practice because you are going to have 3 different formulas that you have to know. And putting length plus width will help you in the long run, just to remember. So I'm going to put here, add all sides. Because sometimes you will have perimeter that is like for an octagon or pentagon, and those are just all the sides. All right. All right, so let's practice this for a second with just perimeter, and then we'll get to area. All right, so if you have a square, okay, and it is 5 inches, and you know that all the way around it's going to be 5 inches, 5 inches, 5 inches, because the square is equal. So the formula, you always want to start out with just the first line of the formula is going to tell you what to do. So this tells you what to do. So it says P equals, well, now I'm yawning. So sorry. P equals length plus width. Okay, so you would just go ahead, and with perimeter, I like to put in the second line everything we're adding up, all of the sides. So I'm going, and it might seem silly, but I'm going to go ahead and write 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. So I have it down. I have written it down. I know that I need to add up all of those sides. And then on the third line for perimeter, you're going to have the answer. 5, 10, 15, 20. So the perimeter is 20 inches. Okay. So that's what your problems are going to look like. You always want to make sure that you have 3 lines for the formula. Okay. Let's do a couple more. All right. I have this rectangle, and it is 8 centimeters and 3 centimeters. Okay, so I've got perimeter equals length plus width. Okay, perimeter equals 8, and I'm going to include an 8 here as well because all the sides. Okay, and the same thing with the 3. And so I'm going to add up 8 plus 8 and then plus 3 plus 3. So I can come out to the side. Actually, guys, you get to use a calculator with these. So you're going to add up 8 plus 8 plus 3 plus 3, and that is 22 centimeters. Okay, so perimeter just means you add up all the sides. Let's do one more. Okay, actually, we'll do 2 more. All right, so I put my first line of my formula. Now I'm going to put the second, which is 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. And then the third line, I'm going to add up. So 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9, and that's going to be 36 inches. Alrighty through. Let's do the last one. So I want you guys to do this one by yourself, and then we will check it. All right, so pause the video and then do this one by yourself. All right, so now that you've done this one, what did you put in for this line? You should have done 6 plus 6 plus 5 plus 5, and then added those up. And 6 plus 6 plus 5 plus 5 is 22 centimeters. Okay, so now let's look at area really quick. Area it is the measure of space inside a shape or an object. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let me go back to perimeter. I forgot to add something. So the key word, I highlighted it, but I'm going to put an arrow here because that means that's the key word for perimeter is around. Okay, keyword. The keyword for area is cover. Okay, so I'm going to put right here. So examples for area would be carpet, laying carpet, shingles on a roof, things like the paper inside this paper. How much area does it take up on my desk? So things like that. All right, so let's just do a couple for area. All right, so like perimeter, we are going to have a formula. Okay. All right, so I've got my formula. I've got the number, the data, but area is just length times width. So perimeter, you're adding, area, you're multiplying length times width. So 2 times 3 would be 6, and then it's centimeters. And that's it with area. Area is is a little bit less involved. There's not too much more you have to do. So I've got a square here and it's 4 foot. Area equals length times width. Area equals 4 times 4. And area equals 16 feet. Oh gosh, here's what I forgot. Squared. It is squared. How did I forget that? All right. It's squared because it's a 2D shape. But sometimes I like to say the way I can remember it is that you're multiplying two numbers together. So that's why you put a 2. Okay. So it's squared. Okay. So you have to have that 2 on your answer for it to be correct. All right. Last one. Area equals length times width. Area equals 8 times 3. So I've got my 2 numbers. And then area equals 24 inches squared. All right. So we'll talk more about this the rest of the week. And you're going to have an exit ticket at the end of your lesson today. All right. Bye.